What in the name of God? Alright, so this girl is 19 years old, and yes, she ended up doing the nasty with an animal. I don't know what caused her to have this mindset that made her think that this was a good idea or that this was okay. But yeah, this is just insanely disgusting. She ended up getting down with a German Shepherd for Snapchat. You know what? After reading more of this, I'm definitely a little bit concerned about what this girl has going on in her head. Actually, scratch that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm 100 times more concerned for these animals, man. Just think about it. She has so much conscience and self-control in comparison to these dogs. I don't care what anybody says. Animals are no different than children. I don't know why a lot of people just seem to devalue animals, and it's something that I find very annoying because they're living creatures that have feelings just like everything else on this god planet. I don't know why, but this is just a concept that goes above at least 80% of human beings' minds for some odd reason. Just because we may own a dog, it deserves to just be thrown outside and just sit there rotting in the fucking sun when that dog could be thirsty as hell and you wouldn't even know it. But that's besides the point. You can tell this girl really likes dogs on a very disturbing scale, so much so that she would allow a dog to her in front of a church. I guess she wanted the occasion to be romantic or something, but honestly, this is just sick and gross in every sense of the word. It's disgusting. Why there in front of all places? Why do this at all? I can't tell you because I'm not a psychopath nor am I deranged as this 19-year-old. It's really just so sad to see someone so young stoop so low. Because not only has the peak of your life been destroyed, but you're living with being the girl who had sex with the dog for the rest of your god life. And that really sucks, but to be honest, it's well deserved because imagine how those dogs feel in that situation. Innocent creatures just being used as sex objects. It's disgusting, man. Completely disgusting, and it's really hard to find another word to describe this. But yeah, this girl can face 10 years in prison for doing this. I am honestly shook, and apparently she was threatened to do these things, and she also got paid to do it. So right now I'm a little bit confused. You're getting threatened to do these things, but you're ending up making money? That seems a little bit inconsistent if you ask me. How are you forced to do something, but then you're able to make money as an incentive for doing that same thing? I guess this could be used as some kind of manipulation, but at the end of the day, if you're allowing money to be used as an incentive for you to do some terrible shit, then that's really all on you at the end of the day. And that's even if what this girl is saying is true in the first place, because right now they have no evidence about the legitimacy of what the fuck she's saying. Man, this is just wild because there's multiple videos of her doing things with these animals. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh my god. What in the actual f***? A part of me just wants to believe that this girl isn't so fucking down bad, but honestly, I just don't see any kind of redemption here. This is just terrible. Like, this girl has a collection of her doing things to animals on video. Why? What? Oh my god. You have to be sick in the head. Completely. You have to be like a psychopath to want to do things like this to animals. Her response for people roasting her on her socials was this: Rada's has something there to say, I f*** my dog. I'm like, nah, the only dog I f*** was your boy, so stop saying it if it ain't true. Only my true friends stick up for me. All I have to say is, f*** y'all motherfucker. I don't know why I can't help but think of Danielle Bregoli when I'm reading that, but it is what it is. There's definitely a huge lack of intelligence when it comes to this individual, especially when we're taking into consideration what kind of actions they took in the first place. You would have to lack a lot of intelligence to want to do something like getting down and dirty with a animal. I don't even know if you can call this perverted at this point. This is just some nasty behavior. I hate to paint this girl as such a supervillain, but at that point, you're literally just a monster. I literally cannot use any other word because it is the one thing that is as plain as day and comes to my mind so clearly, because all these other videos we have not seen. We don't know what the she did to these living creatures, man. And that in of itself is disturbing as a whole. What do these people do to their animals? Why? It's clear that they have some huge mental turmoil. They have to. There's no way anyone just genuinely gets a rise out of doing this. There has to be something deep down inside of you that is fucking wrong, let alone evil to begin with. As human beings, we all have terrible thoughts. We all think of doing terrible things, but doing something like this and actually enacting on such evil thoughts, I am just speechless, because at the end of the day, I'm always going to view my dogs as my children, because they're as innocent as a baby. And there's nothing you can take away from them when it comes to that fact. If a dog or a pit bull, just like the pit bull stigma, everyone thinks a pit bull is going to hurt them or bite them or do something to them, it's not the dog's fault. It's the human's fault. At the end of the day, it's always the person, the owner. Just like this girl. The dog did nothing. This was all her, putting these dogs in these terrible situations. And of course, rightfully so, her animals were detained. It's just so sad, because all you have to do is just care and love and give your animals a decent life. Just feed them, play with them, and love them while you can. And then she just goes, and I want to try and crack a joke here, but it's just too gross to even try. You guys know what she did. It's such a terrible spot, because is there even a part of this girl that actually enjoyed and loved her animals? I really want to hope so, but even then, it's just too little, too late. I'm just even more disgusted by the fact that when I try to research this topic, I just see porn of dog sex. What in the name of God am I seeing? Beautiful hot girl have sex with dog in the bath. People are actually you know what? Honestly, let me try and understand her mindset. Maybe all of this sexual shit all over social media and all of these over addictions, the porn is the fucking problem, because this type of shit gets into people's heads, and then, they may like their animals, and then that shit just clicks, and before they know it, they're just a sick monster, and they think these things and act on them, and it's terrible. Of course, this nasty girl isn't innocent, but understanding the root cause of this goes so much deeper, because there are people who are genuinely into this sick ass shit. Like, I don't even think there's a way to help people who think like this. Like, they need some kind of mental discipline, and they need to move on and move past all these sick ass thoughts, or at least attempt to, because this entire situation should not be a thing. This girl should not have thought to even act this out. I get it. We all think horribly, but through all the phases of being able to take action, from looking at her dog in the face, just smiling at her with its tongue out while she's pulling down her pants, and then getting in position from the dog she didn't think, let me stop this shit. There were so many chances to not go through with this, and it just happened. Like, ugh. I'm trying my to try and think about the girl in the situation, but she couldn't even think about the dog for a split second. If you can't even think about a small, insignificant animal, it makes me wonder how people who treat animals poorly actually want to treat other human beings. That's definitely something to think about, because really, if someone's going to do this to an animal, what's stopping them from doing that to children or anybody else? Not to say that this girl is any worse than she already is, but even then, it's definitely just something that makes you look over your shoulder when it comes to dealing with certain people. Like, the lack of self-control and the amount of free will that was used to do something like that just baffles me completely. With how crazy this situation is, I just gotta know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Tell me how you feel about this. And with that, it's done.